Crusader Kings 2, Spooky Month of Vampires. And what did we do last episode? Well, I did a lot of reading. But shout out to Thanatos over on Discord, who has basically taught me what I need to be doing, giving me some really helpful guides and hints here. So I'm going to pass on the general information to you guys before we really get into things too much. And a big thing that we're going to do this episode is obviously make our custom character and our custom house, things like that. But we all play as this dude with his powers and stuff. We'll just transform him into something a bit more channel-centric. So, you know, we'll probably give him a stupid name and a stupid flag, that type of thing. But, so, before I go on, we will dive into, like I said, the sort of general idea behind who we're playing as, our goals, our objectives, things like that. So, we're Clan La Sombra, who are apparently social manipulators rumored to worship shadows. They can control shadows and eventually come to lead the Sabbat, a faction of vampire supremacists who don't believe the masquerade needs to be upheld. So the masquerade is the secrecy and the sort of the hiding that vampires do to ensure their survival. So what I didn't know as well is I was talking about last episode the game Vampire the Masquerade, a game which I know of very, very much so, and I didn't actually realise that World of Darkness and Vampire the Masquerade are one and the same. Vampire the Masquerade is based on the franchise World of Darkness. So now that I know that, I kind of feel a little bit more comfortable with the touchstone and sort of nature of the game, and I sort of have myself a little bit of a basis for where to build on there. So our particular goal for Clan La Sombra here is to apparently be the Emperor of Shadows. As you can imagine, a pretty simple goal. We're to crush the Ashera, which says in brackets, control or destroy Andalasia and the Ashera Caliphate. So I'm assuming it's basically all of these people to our south here. So yeah, Ashera. So basically it's the Reconquista. To put it in CK2 terms, to make you guys feel a little bit more comfortable about it, we've got to take back the rest of Spain for our clan here. Now apparently doing that will give us the nickname The Shadow, will give us the artifact, Chronicles of Clan La Sombra, and Prestige and Piety. So for this series, that's our goal. Now, I think the amount of time that it's at, normally the Reconquista isn't a difficult goal for CK2, but the amount of reading and learning and experimenting with the mod that I'm going to have to do to get, a decent hold on it, decent grasp on it, it's going to take me quite some time, I think. So I think that's a good, sensible starting goal, and depending on how we go, I might continue past that as well. But the important thing, as I said, we have to customize, roll 1d2i's, our character here. Cardinal Sylvester, not for much longer, my good friend. Let's see what we can do. So, as with Goldweird, Silver Piggy, and of course Rhino D-Elephant of the legendary D-Elephant dynasty, and Elrain to some extent, I generally just name dynasties after the first things that pop into my head. So we're going to have a look through some of the symbols and decide what do we like the most. And as this is a canon official Roll 1d2 house, we're going to give them a nice flag. So let's take a look, see what we can find. You know what, this colour scheme isn't bad. We've got a deer, we've got a derpy lion, a wolf. Which of these are particularly vampiric? Obviously, it's October, the month of spook. So we do have to go for something I feel a little bit scary in regards to... Oh my god, that fish. We are going to be house... We need something scary, so I immediately latched onto the fish here. We're going to be house terrorfish. Terrorfish? I like that. Terrorfish. I'm going to capitalize the F as well to really... Terrorfish? Terrorfish. There we go. Is the colour right? Absolutely not. Let me fix that. House Terrorfish. Is it up there with the greats along with, you know, the D-Elephant dynasty and Silver Piggy? Maybe. Maybe as time goes on I will come to appreciate House Terrorfish here. Now, Sylvester, look, you're a nice guy. I'm sure you're great and you've done a lot of vampire things, all spooky, but we need someone a lot better. Obviously, he's not going to fit the bill very much. At least needs to go to the barber, but I am going to go ahead and make a fully custom character here. Bow before your king. Sylvester, I can change his name as well. You know what? Let's come up with a name together. Suggest me a name in the comments, and I will alter his name depending on the most upvoted answer. How about that? Let's keep things fair. I'm not just going to pick a random name, otherwise we get, like, Cardinal Hitler. That's not going to happen. I'll just pick the most upvoted one. Let's keep it thematic. You know, it's spooky month of October. We're House Terrorfish. We're, you know, Sylvester just isn't fitting anymore. And, of course, I had to go with Blue Man Group, didn't I? Because we haven't really done a proper Blue Man Group playthrough yet. So... our goals, very simple, Reconquista. Makes it seem a lot easier than I initially gave it credit for. However, we do have the big issue that we need to feed, right? That was our problem. I imagine our modifiers will kick in a second. So, I need to get a better grip on life, but also this mod in general. So we've got things like Shift Shadow Form, which I'd like to give a go at and just see what it actually does. Oh, your hunger grows. You now have the bloodthirst. We are now a shadowy man. What does that do for us? Shadow form gives intrigue +5. Shadow form created by the obdenabation discipline. Diplomacy -2, general opinion -10, just because we're a shadow seems very rude. We're also in hiding. Oh, is that what that does? Right, so increases our intrigue, sends us into hiding, or at least makes us, you know, disappear, basically. We can return to human form, and that gives us more bloodthirst. So all of this costs blood magic, I see. And to get more blood, we need to imprison a man and eat him dead. Or, apparently, we can turn people into our thralls, basically, and drain their blood that method. But I kind of like the idea of just having a blood bag set in our prison that we can just go and rely on every now and again. Now, I think this might kill them. But again, we'll give it a go. Mortal. Yes. Embrace mortal. Ghoul mortal. There we go. Give some of your blood to a mortal, making him a blood brown thrall. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. I think we just want to... Nope, that's not good. How do we make them into my delicious blood sack, though? Alright, fuck it. Apparently, we had that same event before where it was, you know, oh, nobody can help with your plan despite the fact that you have 700% plot power on him. Your hunger grows. We now have the dreadful bloodthirst. I wanted to see what happened if we turn him into a ghoul. Princess Sophia is the new on life, and their receptivity to your teachings will never be higher. This is our daughter wife that we are educating as well in true CK2 fashion. How do you want to educate her? There's a chance for getting diligent with that one. Obviously, that one's not bad. This one probably has the most... Oh, actually, all the outcomes for this one are good besides stubborn, I would say. All the outcomes are good. Actually, all but 2 of those outcomes are good. We don't want trusting. We don't want craven. Almost all of those are bad besides diligent. So, I'm going to go for this one. And let's roll the dice. 20% chance. Oh, 1 of 5 options. Okay, ready? Boom. She got greedy. That's maybe the worst that was on the list, to be honest with you. Oh, never mind. Okay, then. What did turning that man into our blood ghoul do for us? Well, let's find out. Can I drink your blood? Embrace mortal. No, that definitely won't do. Creating a vampiric spawn. No, I actually just need to drink your blood. Oh, God. Okay. I'm gonna have to go through the reading material, aren't I? So I feel like I'm maybe interpreting this wrong. So rather than bloodthirst being looked at as something we need to resolve, it's in place as more of a balancing feature from what I can tell, because it does expire by itself in a few months anyway. So I think it's just basically to stop people launching too many plots, doing too much vampiric stuff, without there being a sort of control for it. And this is it, the bloodthirst, that is. So we can drain prisoners in our prison. The plot system is not explained very well at all. It just says it's based on your skills and how you establish plots and set up plots. Maybe we can't do it for this guy because he's human? Again, I'm not really sure. That's something I'll try and work out in between episodes. But for now, it's not really too relevant anyway, seeing as, you know, I thought that we needed it for our bloodthirst. But that's not necessary. So that would just disappear by itself anyway. It's already gone there. So, alright, good. Now then, Andalasia. This is our ultimate goal then, the Reconquista. We can actually just go ahead and claim Andalasia. Why do we have a claim on that? Oh, we must have just had it then, I guess. Okay, fair enough. She has 45 troops. We have 29. Well, we should look at that more as not necessarily troops, but I suppose vampires willing to go out and die for us. 29 out of 36, so that will reinforce over time. Now, what we could probably do then is set you to train troops. Okay, I've already done that. Beat myself to it. Now, what can we build? That's the real question. We can build ourselves a simple haven, simple chamber with limited security. Do we need that for future things? I would imagine so. There's a lot of shit here, isn't there? Wow. Okay, some of these give a pretty decent amount of troops, but I think the special troops are the only things that really matter here. So we've got 15 special units, as it says there. Defensive religion plus 10% trained troops, so we're getting lots of buffs. So we've actually only got 5 troops, but our levy multiplier and our martial skill is what's giving us the 15 there. Now, we'd like to see the actual stats of those troops. There you go. So you can see the relative values for our La Sombra cavalry. So the defense values on them are massive, like absolutely ridiculously massive. 25, 30, 25 compared to heavy infantry, for example. 5.4, 7.2, 1.8. Their morale is also 5 times as much as your regular heavy infantry as well. So they're kind of deceptively powerful. Now, something that's worth noting is we can actually raid. Huh. That might be a good way to get prisoners to drain for their blood. Now, how is that going to work in terms of garrisons and things like that? Okay, so the garrisons are relatively small as well, so we could go off raiding, trying capturing prisoners, getting ourselves some artifacts, that type of thing. I honestly don't know where is a good place to raid at this point. We're looking for anyone with, I guess, wow. I want that, please, if you don't mind. The legendary sword that Troil used to strike down Brewer, probably. Anyone daring enough to doubt this unlikely story has been convinced otherwise. Okay, I want that sword. So what we're going to do is try and grab that sword. Is this going to get us killed? Well, maybe. I'm not sure. But right now we're just sort of biding our time anyway. Went for our troops to recharge. So why not throw them... We don't have any boats. Huh. Can we even get boats? I suppose if we had a province on the coast, we might be able to. What's our domain size? 1 out of 4. So, if we can get ourselves a coastal province, that might change, I suppose. What if we say... This is our dynasty as well. My grandson. So, in theory, we're in line to succession, right? Or at least we should inherit that eventually. Assuming no more members of our house exist. Now, can we get Kinslayer as a vampire? I'm not sure. Honestly, don't know. Look, we can see that eventually we are in line to inherit this anyway. So I'm thinking, let's get ourselves a coastal province. And this is a hell of a long way to do it. Mainly because I would just like some boats, you know. Are there any ways to just build them up for our vassals here? Anything about boats? I can't see anything regarding boats. I'm not going through every single building to check. Not right now, anyway. Okay, I feel like I'm going to kill off these people then. Seeing as we're a mortal vampire, that's how I intend to live. Holy shit, these buttons. Plot to gain friendship, plot to gain favor, or plot an attack against him. Again, is this bad to be fighting members of our own clan? Probably. I mean, we could just take Andalasia and grab a port that way. It's maybe not a bad plan. We test out the events for actually learning some new skills then. So we can learn Animalism 1, which will give us something, I would assume. What have we got right now? So we've got Celerity 4. So our clan also starts with three stats by default. All clans have 3... traits associated with them, 3 powers if you want to look at it like that. So Dominate, Obtenebration, and Vigor, I believe, are our clan's specific powers. And then we've learned sort of these extra ones by spending prestige, or at least the character had before we replaced him with Blue Man Group here. So let's learn Animalism. For 200 prestige there. You've increased your mastery of the blood. There's still more I could know, and we've gained Bloodthirst from that, but it was just straight up 200 prestige. So a lot of warfare and a lot of raiding, by extent, might actually help increase our power pretty exponentially, you know, because we've got Animalism there, Intrigue +1. This seems like a really good idea. Alright, let's give this a test then. I'm gonna do some testing this episode. This is very much the, let's see how things work. Now that I sort of know the basis of the mod, the ideas behind it, I want to sort of work out the mechanics, get that down to a fine art. Now, the issue is, because we're playing in this sort of weird building system where none of the provinces actually have any buildings built so far, they don't really have much gold. Take Asturias, for example, her capital, has 0 gold available to loot. Now, maybe it's different for the city, perhaps? No. But this province here, Leon, actually has some gold, so we might want to go for that one afterwards. I'm just going to move through here, see how much prestige and gold we can earn from this, and see if it's actually worth something just doing in our spare time. No gold or loyalty there, but, hang on, Saint's Fingerbone, that's not bad. Seeing as we need prestige and loyalty, that's pretty good. Loyalty is what we need to declare things like border disputes, which seem like the only way to really grab land from fellow members of our clan. So say, for example, these characters here, with 200, in the base game, 200 piety, 200 gold, you could declare a border dispute, and we could, say, take Asturias, get ourselves some fleets, and maybe go off raiding elsewhere. We got 9.3 gold from that one. Okay, so this isn't bad. We're not getting any prestige, though, which is kind of what I was after. If we got into some battles with them, we would. Probably not a bad plan. Actually, we're not making too much... we're not making too little gold here from this, I should say. We're definitely paying off our monthly balance, then. We can rank up in our society and gain the trait of Adherent. I don't know what this really does for us, to be honest with you. Can we not join any other cult? I assume we can't. Just based on the fact that, like the Eternal Senate. We need to be very specific clans to join these things, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're just sort of corralled into playing a very specific society. I don't really know what the point of it is. I suppose it's just to gain some free stewardship. I mean, it doesn't seem to do much besides that. Maybe it's a good hint to other powerful characters of your particular clan type. So this is what all the high clans will join, for example, Ventru, who I believe these ones are, yeah. And obviously we're La Sombra there, so maybe that's just a good symbolism. I don't really know how to describe it. You've taught Princess Sophia about the vampiric blood over the past few years. Do you want her to gain a physical discipline, so celerity or resilience, or do you want it to gain a mental discipline, animalism, or specs, or majesty? I feel like majesty would be the best one we could gather here. So this is our wife, right? Neonate. So she's the one that's learning still, and she got all specs. Okay, fine. You know what? Heightened senses, not too bad, I suppose. Keep herself alive, and she is now. Oh, great. Going to gain the trait arbitrary. Just what we were after there. Arbitrary, fantastic. Hey, 5 gold. That's not bad. And of course, we don't really need that much gold to upgrade these buildings. We've just got to rely on more tech points at this stage. So the faster we can upgrade it, the better. Now, is it worth... Can we revoke tiles or anything like that? What if we... I don't really know. Is there a way to try and grab back land here? Because now that they've changed all the plots, it's like... a lot harder to take things. So we could just go for a straight revocation here. Take Asturias D something, or just Ostorius Diaz it's called in this one. Try and revoke that one. If the plot works, I mean, apparently they've taken out all the base game plots, but if this works, then we're going to get ourselves our port city anyway. We just need 100% plot power and fire it from the regular way. Well, I'd recommend 100% plot power. You can do it with 80%, but you don't have a high chance of success there. My liege, I believe one of your vassals can be discouraged. Sure, will prevent factionalism. Okay, let's give it a go. Now, she'll probably say no. How many troops has she got? 8? I feel like we can probably do alright in this, so let's give it a go. Discouraging factionalism, very, very good. And is this going to give us our first sort of a province of ours, so that we can actually launch a boat to go off raiding and try and steal that sword from elsewhere? 62% war score, awesome. We might as well siege this province complete down. Can we assault that? Is it worth it? I doubt we're going to lose any troops, given that the strength of our commander, as we've got to remember, is going to play into that with his 46 marshal there. Wow. Okay, 100% war score, thank you. I will take this province back. Hey, we increased our domain size. Nice work. That's how you play CK2. What else should we revoke? Should we just try and revoke everything? Soria? I mean, she already hates us, seeing as we just took that from her, so, couldn't hurt too much. Greater than 1 plot backers, there we go. We'll revoke that one if you don't mind. Then war it is, because she, again, already hates us because we revoked her title. Absolutely. This seems a very vampiric thing to do. Oh, we're getting straight wounded. Shit. Let's not worry about that too much. You know, we're chucking her out. We're taking back the territory for ourselves because we want to consolidate power a little bit. I think this is fine. This suits the headcanon, right? Maybe it's just abusing game mechanics, because I don't think these plots are already supposed to be in the game. I don't think they're supposed to be in the game at all. But, seems to be working alright, right? 100% plot power, thank you very much. Nice, okay, we've got ourselves a little bit more land here then. So that, in turn, should allow us to build more tech points. That's exactly why I'm trying to do this. The more land we've got, the more tech points we can get. The more tech points we get, the faster we can progress. And hopefully we can start dwarfing them just by controlling such a large domain. And a nicely upgraded domain as well. Like, we're sort of forced to play tall in that sense. Let's disband these boys. What about retinues? Can we get retinues? Oh shit, we can. Oh shit, we can. They're quite expensive. Wraith hunting, ghoul cavalry. I think we just want probably like La Sombra, right? What have we got? We've got Anarch cavalry, La Sombra cavalry, La Sombra coterie. Okay, so that's heavy infantry versus basically heavy cavalry, depending on what we want here. Nice. Actually, that would give us a lot of power, wouldn't it? I think it's probably better early on to invest, like you said, in the tech and the tax income, that type of thing, to be able to build ourselves up a lot quicker. But that's kind of nice to know. I wish I'd have checked that yesterday, because it would have given me some more plans for what we were going to do next. Do you want to revoke this final title and go up to our domain limit? Honestly, kind of not really. I kind of wanted to just border dispute instead. We could even straight up just attack one of these clans to the south. Oh, La Sombra, you're in my way, friend. Claim Toledo. We could force vassalize them if we got 6,000 prestige. Oh, we're a king-level title army, of course, yeah. I think we'll just take Toledo in that case. Mainly because it would give us that into Andalasia here. It would give us that foot in the door, if you will. So, let's actually do that. It's got 37 men versus our 34 men. Bamboozled again. Call in our allies. Absolutely. We'll call in our grandson here of Navarra with his 26 men as well. It's going to be the greatest war we've ever seen. Now, the silver lining to this is that the game is going to run so much quicker because, you know, there's very few troops running around the map. There's very few sort of plots going on. Plots in particular, AI intrigue is one of the biggest slowdowns for CK2, which is why you can actually disable it in the rules. So, the fact there's a whole different plot system that apparently they've optimized makes this game run a lot quicker. And you can see the playing on speed 5 here. We're pretty much blasting along. And that's also pretty good because we're immortal. So we probably do want to blast along at speed 5 as well, just because there's no reason not to. I will confront Kat and reveal her dishonest ways to the world. Hey, you know what, Kat? I think you're alright, actually, just because I don't want to make any rivals. What's that noise? Can you hear that? It sounds like somebody's being rammed. Okay, we'll ignore that. I'm just going to be patient. It will pay off in the long run because I really don't care about, oh no, gaining one stewardship. Would I trade a stewardship to lose a rival? Potentially. I could see that. Right, okay, let's do something the AI will never do and actually link our armies up together. Ooh, we might be able to cut off that 38 step before they get too far. Now, do you want to attach to me, my friend, with your 31 troops? Wow. Let's get some commanders on here. Are we really only allowed 2 commanders, or have I just not actually assigned commanders properly? No, I've not done any minor titles. Okay, my mistake there. I'll fix that in a second. We get our wife leading troops. We get our grandson leading troops. Or is that just our son? My son. Leading troops. Okay, this should be pretty good then. Let's get you and let's get Diego as well. Nice. This army is very, very powerful. Now, can we cut them off there? So they're going to head over in this direction. Can we just wait for them to come to us? 18th of July. Wow. Why did you do that? Again, CK2 AI, not great at war, it turns out. So they've attacked into us here over... Oh, into hills. Wow, really bad for their defensive bonus. Or giving us that massive defensive bonus there. Really bad just for them in general. Right, let's go and attack Toledo. Get ourselves our war goal. And this should take no time at all because our friends have actually sent some troops. Apparently we lost no men, but we very clearly did lose some men there. I don't think Seeker 2 is really built for such small battles. And we've done it. Nice. Okay, 5 out of 4. I guess we picked up a sub-holding as well. Or barony. I kind of don't want to give that away, but I also kind of feel like I have to, you know. Alright, troops down. That's good. We're up to our max domain size. I feel like we've expanded our influence a little bit there. Andalasia is our ultimate goal, as I said. That's really what we're after. There's 56 men. Holy shit. We might need to rely on retinues somewhat. But now I think is the time to play tall. We've maxed out our domain size. Let's build it all up to the highest that we can get. And then from there, we'll sort of see what's left over. And then maybe invest in retinues, I think. So I'm not sure entirely what this means. But we had an event where I apparently sent some gold to try and lure some guy in. And we lured him in. And here he is, Pons de Capduale. Apparently he's a great person who's canon. So, from what I was reading in the instruction guide, apparently these random characters will spawn who are canon to, I guess, the literature that this is based on. Who the AI or yourself have the option to pursue, and I pursued him, and here he is, you know. Very, very good character, who we've now converted to House Terrorfish. I suppose he's my son now, because we've converted him. Yeah, there we go. So he would probably be a pretty decent heir in that case, because he is, you know, a great person, because he is strong. He's a fledgling, newly embraced vampire, so we'll probably have to educate him, I guess. Mortal. I assume that will disappear in a second, seeing as he's probably not mortal any longer. Yeah, there we go. Okay. 7th generation, so he's got powerful vampire blood, but he's getting down there a little bit. Dominate, Untenebration, Vigor, La Sombra, there we go. Vampire as well. Sweet. And Canon. There you go. Canon character from the world of Dynasty character is found in the published material. So, I assume we'd probably want to make this guy our heir, right? Now, what is our succession type? Agnatic, Cognatic, Elective? Really? I would probably want to vote, if you don't mind, for this new dude that we've got, seeing as he's already better than anyone else we've got the option of from the looks of it. His best stat here is 31 in intrigue, and he's also trying to fabricate a claim on my title, so I'm not a fan of that. You can go into my prison, thank you. Now, from what I've read, apparently we can drain a vampire's blood and steal their power. If the victim had higher blood potency than the Diabolist's blood potency increases. So if we can capture very powerful vampires, drain them of their blood, we in turn would become much, much more powerful. So I'm actually just going to eat my son here. The bloodthirst decreases in severity because we ate our son. Excellent. Has that given us like Kinslayer or anything? I think we're good. Diabolist? The Drinker of Souls. This vampire drained kindred of everything. Oh no. General opinion minus 15. Oh no. This vampire is more than 500 years old. Nice. We are ancient. Martial +4, intrigue +4, diplomacy +4. So the older we get, the stronger we are going to be, obviously. Maybe I shouldn't have drank that man's blood, but you know what? It's kind of cool just to see how the mechanic worked. What's general opinion minus 10 in this mod, really, when we've already got general opinion plus ridiculous amounts from all of these, crazy traits that we've got, like, celerity, is it? No, hang on, don't tell me. What about majesty? General opinion +20. Yeah, who cares if we've drunk our son in that respect? Alright, let's nominate Pons du Capdula, who is a pretty decent heir, to be honest, a very good heir. And again, if we find any more kids doing that, I wouldn't probably mind drinking them to death. What can we do with this guy? So, Diabolarize their vampire prisoner. I see. So, I guess we only got that minus 10 because he was a vampire, not necessarily because he was our kin. But any other human or other non-vampire, then I assume we'll be okay just draining them of their blood. Right, got it. So, how are we doing in terms of the realm? I've been building things up. We're sort of low on gold a little bit right now, but we've got 3 provinces more or less fully upgraded here. The issue is we got stressed during that time because we've got the rulership focus, and now we've lost the ability to hold our final domain there, so a little bit annoying. I might just flick over to the business focus temporarily in order to gain the trade route, which will give us a lot more gold. Or do we want to go for hunting instead? If we go for hunting, that would mean we could use blood magic a lot more frequently, because obviously we can hunt humans, drain them of their blood. Yeah. You know what? Who cares if we can't quite hold all of our provinces as effectively as we like? That will disappear. You know, stress will go. What's the best thing to pick to get rid of stress? Obviously, carousing, but I'm not going to take carousing because that's ridiculous. Can we get boats? That's my next question. Can we? We've got boats. Holy shit, we can go raiding and steal that dude's sword. Let's do it. All right. Squad up team. Army rally points here. Fleet levies. Well, I suppose that's irrelevant, really, seeing as we've only got an boat. We can actually, with one boat, carry our entire army. That's ridiculous. Alright, let's do it then. We've got incredible commanders too, so Let's go artifact hunting. Is that a custom model there? Oh. He's wearing headphones? Good for you. I feel like one mod that would go very, very well with this is the artifact search mod, which, oh shit, I forgot 2 men. God damn it. And what is that symbol there? Wow. One mod that would go very well with this is obviously the artifact search mod, which would add a trait to all the characters that have an artifact or a rare artifact, because obviously I don't know what artifacts I should be looking for here. I'm just basically picking it based on, you know, their titles. So I'm going to assume if they've got a high level title, oh god, hideous. If they've got a high level title, then chances are they've probably got some decent artifacts here or there. Let's take a look at, like, England, for example. Nothing. What happened to that shadowy man? Is shadowy man gone? What about you? Nope, nothing. We just happen to have Latium. I just got very lucky. Oh, there we go. Like that one, for example. The Sargon Fragment, learning +5. I feel like I'll probably want to take that one as well. Or say maybe the HRE. Do you have anything in Nassau? Nothing. The League of Shadows. Again, this is exactly why we need the artifact search mod. 2 defenders in Rome. This is going to be pretty straightforward then, I think. And again, hopefully we can grab this pretty awesome weapon here, the Sword of Troil. That would give us a pretty decent edge against pretty much everyone else in Iberia right now. No? Seriously? Well, we might as well stay here for the gold, seeing as we got 18 gold from that as well, 6.1 gold. And that's, although in the base game would be very, very bad, we're doing this with 68 men. And we're also, you know, the buildings cost like 25 gold apiece, so this is paying for our construction. Do you wish to mentor your new child, Prince Pons de Capdul? Yes, I absolutely do, because we've got some pretty decent traits I'd like to pass on. And, you know, it might help buffing up even more than he already has. I feel like this guy's a decent heir. I will rename him. As with our current character, let's vote on a name for our heir as well. And that's what we'll do for this series, rather than, you know, doing housegoers and stuff. We'll just do voting on what we want to name the successor to Cardinal, soon to be renamed Sylvester, the Master of Castile, here of House Terrorfish. Let's give them unique vampire names. I'm probably going to regret doing this because we're going to end up with something like Steve or whatever. But, you know, I think it'll be pretty fun. Let's finish off our Siege of Roma, take our loot back, our heaps of loot here. The boat's already full. This fleet is carrying 10 gold. Alright then, we'll be back for you and your sword, my friend. What about Capua? Do you have any... Is there any good loot worth grabbing on the way back? I'll check all the duchies quickly. Provence has Head of My god, I've always wanted a Head of Let's try and grab that. Maybe even Andalusia, or like, there's some ducal level titles here. Oh, nice, a hunting dog. Health +1. Oh, hang on. We've already got infinite health because we're a vampire. Okay, that's pretty irrelevant then. Your new puppy has no name yet, my lord. What would we call it? I'm going to call it, Faithful. As in, I wish there was a more vampiric name, I suppose, because those are pretty goddamn terrible. Alright, let's try and take this man's Head of because I would pretty much like that. It's learning +1, so any stat buffs that we can get over time is pretty great. Plus, it's also a stacking buff as well, so we can get multiple heads of and we got nothing. Good dog. Wow, he is growing quickly. Holy shit. There's no point in us carrying on raiding if we can't grab the loot there, seeing as our boats are full, as we only have an boat. Anyone else got anything worth me stealing at all? Nothing? Well, I feel a little bit betrayed now. What about our fellow La Sombran and other High Clan friends in Spain here? Nothing. Wow. What about Barcelona? No. Again, the artifact search mod is really going to make this a lot easier, I think. Prince Pons du Cap Dula is new to their own life, and their receptivity to your teachings will never be higher. I'm going to go for Erudite, Greedy, or Diligent. I mean, they're all pretty good. Greedy would be the worst one to get, so he's going to get Diligent. Watch this. Boom. There it is. Told you we'd get that. I knew that because I am a psychic individual. Okay, let's get our boats back and bask in the treasures of our gold. Nice. Hey, you know what? 10 gold, that's half a building, or just under half a building. So let's see what can we actually build now, if anything else here. Simple Haven. Fort level plus 0.1. Now, I assume that's just a building that you build up on for, again, like other buildings later on. That's sort of a foundation. Can we get sort of expanded boats here? We got anything else there? Gould Pirate Lord, galleys plus 10. Hey, that's what I need. We need smuggling level 1, which I assume is trade? No? Smuggling. Fleet. Okay, right, fleet building then. We are 498 out of 595, so actually not too far away from that then. That would be very, very useful, because obviously then we can go looting, build ourselves up a lot quicker as well. Gold is just useful to have, so that's definitely not a bad plan, I don't think. Let's call it there. I feel like I'm getting the grips to this mod a little bit more. I feel like I'm understanding the gameplay cycle and sort of what we're expected to do, and especially now that I know the objectives of it as well. That's a lot of relief off of me trying to find something desperately to do with the mod. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, of course, let me know in the comments. And, like I said in the update video, I base what I produce based on, you know, the likes and the comments that you guys leave and the reception that it gets. So, yeah, let me know if this series is worth sticking with. And, of course, shout out to my top-tier patrons, Big Dick Timmy. Incredible. Sean Thornton, Zachary Harris, Lucas Holting, Haydog, Crosis, Gabriel Van Ders, Josh Lindeen Tesla, Michael Mullen, Logan Thorne, Conspired C, James Ogilvie, Escape, and Jackson Whitman. Thank you all for your support. And to the rest of this gigantic list as well: Nathaniel Lindberg, Brandon Vintoniak, Necrophelan, Felix Deal, Princess Ugly the Dragon, Noblesse, Quet Lutchley, Zareven, Facundo Vasquez, Polemaster, Imperator Augustus, Jack Allen, Chancellor Sheev Palpatine. I'm the list of King Llewellyn Thomas, Euron De Vries, Euphrates, Dunk22 and 7, Jordan Campbell, Asra and Sadini. Thank you all for your support. I hope you're enjoying the series. Like I said, Avatar will be coming in about a week or so anyway, so if you didn't vote for this one, don't worry about it too much.